would say temper your ego. I felt like one of the things that hurt me when I graduated from art school was I had this, I guess, a sense of entitlement when I graduated that, you know, even though I'd only been drawing for so long, I managed to get pretty good pretty quick. I thought, much like many art students that graduate, I thought I was the next best thing.
Mastermind family, welcome back to the show. I am your host JoJo, and today's Artist Motivation, where we bring on the hottest, latest artists and allow them to provide inspiration and hope so you can go out and create amazing content. And today's special guest is TJ Wolf. TJ, welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the time. And on behalf of other artists, I want to thank you personally for giving artists like myself and other up-and-coming and inspiring artists an opportunity to pursue art, and to thank you for assisting us in our journey. This is really cool. What you do is really cool, and it's really important.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. That means a lot. It takes a lot of effort, but we're willing to do it because we know what it's like to be on the grind. And before we get the show started, we got to do the sound off call for the day, right? Mastermind family in the building. And so TJ, go ahead, tell yourself to the people and just give a little bit of background of what you do and what you're doing, man.
Alright, so my name is Terry Vinson, also known online as TJ Vinson or TJ Wolf, or whichever alias you've discovered me from under. I'm an animator, illustrator, aspiring soon-to-be series creator from Bakersfield, California, and I'm really happy and humbled to be on the show.
Man, that's really amazing, man. And trust me, the honor's all mine, because I just like seeing, new and upcoming artists that are really doing some amazing work. And I mean, I took a look at your Instagram, man, and it's really phenomenal, man. So keep up what you're doing.
Thank you.
But tell the people, honestly, how does an artist like you get started on your journey? How did you get started?
So for me, growing up, I was pretty good at drawing. As most kids take an art class growing up in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little bit better than your average kid in the class, but nothing too particular. So I never really considered art as something that I would pursue. And it wasn't until I got into community college that I finally decided, I need to pick a career path. I need to find something. I need to start investing in my future. And I decided I was going to either decide a major that was going to lead to a high-paying job, or something that was going to be something that I enjoyed, that I'd be willing to do every day for the rest of my life. So naturally, I took an art class and a biology class in hopes that I would either be an artist, or I would be some sort of into some sort of physical therapist or something along those lines. And naturally, I leaned more towards the art class. So from that point, I changed my major to art, was going to school full time, graduated from community college, transferred over to an art school, started studying animation in art school, more specifically Western animation. But started studying animation in art school, graduated, and it's kind of been that's kind of been the story ever since.
Oh man, you got an extensive resume, dude. That's pretty amazing. Why Western animation, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, to decide which art school I wanted to go to, because once I was in community college, I knew that I wanted to graduate and transfer and go to a specific art school, like a school specifically animation and art and things of that nature. So I literally just Googled animation schools in America, and one particular that caught my attention, of course, Cal Arts is the one that most people go to, but I figured that I was already really far behind in terms of my art journey. I figured most people that were going to those A1 art schools had already been drawing their entire lives, but they're just naturally gifted. So I figured maybe that could be a possibility, but I kind of started exploring around different schools. But one school that specifically caught my attention was the California College of the Arts, and I kind of applied to them not even intending to get into school. It was the only school that I applied to around the time that I was graduating from community college. I applied there not even expecting to get in, and once I got accepted, it was, for me, it was just full speed ahead. You know, to me, it was a very lucky opportunity for me to study at an art school still in California, still really well regarded, and under a lot of artists that were notorious for coming from these big corporations like Disney and Pixar and things like that. A lot of their alumni were professors at the school, so I figured that was once in a lifetime opportunity, so kind of just took it.
I get it, man. That's really cool though. So would you say like some of the big influences from like Disney, Pixar, you know, are in your style of art, or how did you come up and craft your own style of art? You don't mind me asking.
Yeah, I would say Disney and like the old school Disney style of animating, literally drawing on paper, flipping pages, things like that, absolutely influenced my animation and my art style. It taught me to lean very much in the side of like cartoony, bubbly shapes, and if you were to see my art, you would see that it's a bit of a blend between anime and Western cartoonized styles, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of noticing on your Instagram. So that's why I was kind of curious, you know, what are some of your big influences? So that's pretty cool to actually know that. So, did you ever like experience any negativity when you got started on your art journey? And if so, how did you get past it?
Did I ever experience anything? What was the question? I'm sorry.
Did you ever experience any negativity when you got started on your journey? And if so, how did you get past it?
Well, initially, like I said, when I got into art school for very long, I'd probably only been drawing for maybe 2 years, if that. So once I got into art school, being around other artists was really cool, but also at the same time, like, it was the first time I was around so many talented artists. So in terms of skill, I was probably the furthest behind amongst all my peers. So catching up to them and adjusting to like this highly competitive, highly skilled environment was really tough. And also finding resources, particularly in my hometown for animation, was extremely difficult. There aren't really any, at the time, there wasn't a large art scene out here, so I kind of didn't have anything to go off of other than stuff I could find online, you know. But now it's a little bit different. There's a bigger art scene now in Bakersfield, but at the time it's really hard to grow as an artist when you don't have a lot of artists that look like you, or artists in general around you doing what you want to do. I didn't meet my first animator or even first African-American animator until I was maybe 22 years old.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, that, I think that probably is the biggest obstacle for most Black artists. They don't, maybe less so now, but growing up in my youth, I hadn't even considered the possibility of you know, a Black person being a cartoonist or an animator. Like, to me, it seemed impossible. It didn't seem like it existed. So naturally, it's not anything that you really pursued. You don't think that that's even possible, you know. Nowadays, it's a lot less so when you have artists like LaShawn Thomas,
right,
and, you know, Saint Chase, and all of these big names in the animation industry producing and directing. It's created a better, I don't know, I guess a better blueprint for these younger artists. But growing up, I didn't really have much of that, and there wasn't really an online presence like there is now. So
that's a good point. And so, like, since, like, you know, that type of like environment wasn't present, how did you, like, what tools did you use to kind of like keep you going, or how did you pull in the resources, and like, I mean, like, just how did you keep your dream thriving in that type of environment?
A lot of it was just probably buying like anime DVDs and things like that, and kind of just trying to mimic that art style.
Yeah.
Literally just kind of just shooting in the dark, trying things. I didn't really have any sort of resources up until I started meeting other artists in art school. So a lot of it was kind of just like, I'm gonna try it and hope that I can figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And that was kind of the start of it all, you know?
That is cool. So what was like your favorite animation that you've watched thus far? What was your favorite animation that you watched so far? Like your favorite anime or manga that you've read or watched?
Man, it's hard to say. I guess One Piece would be my favorite, but not in terms of animation. Like, I have a lot of different favorites for particular reasons. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you ask me off the top of my head, I would probably say One Piece. But I would also, on another day, you could hear me mention Naruto or Dragon Ball Z. You know, those classic big threes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool, man. And so, you know, what are some of the mistakes you've made in the past as an artist, and I guess what would you advise other artists not to do from your mistakes that you've made as an artist?
I would say temper your ego. I felt like one of the things that hurt me when I graduated from art school was I had this, I guess, a sense of entitlement when I graduated that, you know, even though I'd only been drawing for so long, I managed to get pretty good pretty quick. I thought, much like many art students that graduate, I thought I was the next best thing. So I just assumed that I was going to get a job fresh out of school. And naturally, that wasn't the case, and that usually isn't the case, particularly when it comes to animation, because of the talent pool. And many of those larger name studios want people that are either experienced or have the connections and things along those lines. I think the biggest mistake that I made was not laying down the groundwork and not slowly building up into self to truly compete in a super competitive marketplace for jobs against other artists.
Wow. Yeah, that's that's actually a really, really good point to make, is that, you know, we kind of get this inflated ego that, man, you know, I got the stuff, I'm packing the heat, I got the talent, these people are ready to hire me, like, I'm ready to get paid, right? But, you know, sometimes that's not the case, especially if you haven't, you know, most people aren't taught to just go and network with people, right? Go meet people, get out of your box, you know, because that's typically how doors get opened, right? It's through somebody that you know, and, you know, they actually trust you, right? So, and I like that you actually were, you know, humble enough to even admit that, you know, the ego part, you know, just kind of keep your ego in check, like, you know, hey, you may be good, but, like, you know, be humble though, you know, right? So I think that's
it's a lifelong journey. You there's always something new to learn, and I think that's what's so amazing about the art form, is that even though you may be quote unquote a master of something, but there's all many aspects to art and animation that you're learning something new in that art form.
Absolutely, 100%. And kind of, and that like brings on the next question, is like, what would you say is like your strength, whether it's in like animation or, you know, more specifically, you know, doing like a manga comic style type of art? Would you say the background is your strength, or would you say like character design is your strength, head, body, you know, proportion? Like, what would you say is your strength?
I would say character designs and anatomy are my strength, because like I said, when I was going to community college, the first classes that I were taking were figure drawing classes. So literally the first thing I started learning how to draw was the human body and all the aspects of that. And even to this day, I have sketchbooks full of just like warm-up doodles of just like character poses. That's kind of how I warm up even to this day, every day. It's my foundation that I go to. It's my I guess you could say my favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. And then once I started incorporating character designs and learning a little bit more about story and how story can influence a character and a character design can influence their story, how all of those things gel together, that kind of made me appreciate it that much more.
Right. Dang. Because, that's crazy that you still, like, you have that same routine that you did that got you to, the certain point, and you still do it to this very day. Sometimes people forget the fundamentals just because, they reached a certain level, and the thing that got them there, they stop doing because they think it's less important. And I think that's really good that you're still doing that.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty awesome. I guess, how would you, nowadays, social media plays a very important role for artists. So how do you actually promote your work or get your name out there as an artist, especially because you want to attract people like, Nickelodeon, Warner Brothers, Disney, Pixar. You want to attract those type of people. So how do you promote yourself or get your name out there as an artist?
I would say the most important part of that would be to find your audience, finding people that like the things that you like. For instance, one thing that I like to do is just finding other artists that make similar stuff to the things that I make or the things that I want to make. And I try to, if, let's say, for instance, this random artist follows me on Instagram, I'll usually follow them back just solely so I can support other artists. I think supporting other artists and finding your audience is really important. That's a really easy way to build a following, build connections. I think it's really valuable to do things like that.
Absolutely. Because if you don't do that, then how are you going to actually, get more exposure if you're not networking and connecting with different artists, right?
Yeah, and it's always cool to meet other artists and give them compliments, and maybe even you guys can like share tips and techniques with each other and kind of grow together or grow with each other or help each other. I think that's a really cool thing that, especially considering what we do is very lonesome. Sitting at a desk drawing all day, animating all day, it can get very lonely. So to find other people for that matter that do what we do, it's a really special feeling because not too many people do what we do,
Absolutely.
So it's really cool to find people with like minds that understand the struggles that an everyday artist goes through,
Yeah, because it kind of like I get what you're going through, man. Trust me, I'm going through the same exact thing or something similar. So just tough it out, hang in there, and just stay focused on what you want. And it builds that community, builds that camaraderie, and it's a little support system, right? You got to have that support system, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
So I guess, how often do you use social media to, build or, I guess, expose yourself as an artist? How often do you use social media?
At one point I was using it just about every day. I still kind of do use it every day. I'll hop on Instagram just to scroll through my feed to see what artist is doing what. Sometimes I'll see like these young up and coming artists that aren't quite as experienced as I am, and I'll kind of, their names will stick in my head, and sometimes I'll go looking for them just to see where they're at in their creative journey. And then you have, your idols that are really, really good.
Right.
And you're kind of like using each of those, like the people that you want to be on their level with and the people that are coming up behind you. You kind of use that as a measuring stick. But I'd say, yeah, I check my social media, particularly my Instagram feed every day. I love seeing new art, seeing art by artists. I like seeing when new artists surprise me with something that I didn't know that they knew how to do. Like, that stuff is really cool.
That's awesome. So, and that's kind of what I guess that's the whole point of like social media, is just to share, what you're doing as an artist and just let the world see and just, build your own little community or your own little following based off of what you're doing, what you're creating, and finding your own audience. And I mean, that's kind of what it is. I mean, and it's free at the end of the day, honestly. So
yeah, and also it's something new. Not many people, I guess, we kind of take it for granted, the fact that the internet has only been around maybe 20, 30 years, if that, and it's only been firing as fast and efficiently as it has just recently. This is a new thing. Like, artists before us, the classics, the masters, they didn't really have this ability to reach out to their idols and their favorite artists the way that we do. And I think that's really cool. I think we should absolutely take advantage of that.
And that's the thing, man. But it's how do you balance that with creating and then also at the same time participating on social media? They're both important, but some people value one thing than the other, and so I don't know. It's kind of up to the person. So, but you're right though. It's a good opportunity for everyone to use, and I keep reminding it's free. So you don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's cool, man. So like, I guess what as an artist, how do you keep yourself motivated to finish what you're working on, or how do you stay motivated to continue to work on your craft? How do you stay motivated? What keeps you motivated?
I would say just scrolling through Instagram, like I said, using my want to be on the level of or be as talented as them, and also looking at the artists that aren't quite where I'm at and kind of using them as motivation. Like sometimes I'll literally be scrolling through Instagram and see one of my favorite artists post something and be like, man, that's crazy how good this guy is. Like, man, I need to get back at the drawing board. I need to catch up with this guy.
Yeah.
Like that motivate me, and also like younger artists that'll message me asking for advice. I see them growing, I see them getting better, and I see them catching up to me. Like, oh man, I gotta keep this kid off my back. I think those competitive drives really keep me motivated. I love that stuff.
Really? So it's like, almost like you're trying to catch up to your idol, but then you're seeing behind you like, oh man, there's people behind me too, so I got to keep going too, right?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's really cool. I try not to take it too personal. I think it's just like fun. It's competitive fun, but it's a really cool way and a really fun way to stay motivated, at least for me.
That's awesome. That's actually a good way of looking at it, to be honest. Do you how well do you take criticism? Do you take it pretty well? Do you take it pretty hard? I mean, like, how do you feel about criticism?
I take criticism pretty well. Getting into art school, I've been through plenty of critiques by my professors and peers that just demolished me. Just been super embarrassing. But through doing things like that, you get a pretty thick layer of skin. I think the biggest point to take out of any criticism is to learn from it, not to take it personal, just learn. Just be open-minded about anything that comes your way and consider all possibilities.
Absolutely. And that's what kind of like, how can I say, when you're open to, criticism, constructive criticism, it allows you to grow as an artist, and that's pretty awesome that you've been able to build up thick skin to be able to handle, whatever, someone says, whether it's like meaningful or not. It doesn't faze you. You don't take it personal. You still keep it moving. You're like, I hear what you're saying, and I may consider it, but if it's valid, but if not, I'm gonna keep it moving. So that's pretty amazing. So I guess, what is something you wish someone had told you before you got started as an artist?
I wish they would have told me how much of a mental challenge it would be overall. Like, I didn't expect it to be as much of a mental and emotional and spiritual battle to stay drawing, because this thing that we do can be really hard. A lot of people give up really early, and I don't think I think when artists tell themselves that they want to be an artist and that they're going to be an artist, they think that it's kind of going to be smooth sailing, that they're just doors are going to open for them. But there may be times in your career where things will slow down or get stagnant, or you'll even plateau technically, just in skills wise, So I think the amount of resilience that you need to have to be an artist is something that most people don't tell artists early on. I think just the idea of teaching artists early on to be consistent and resilient and staying motivated and having fun as well. Trying not to take this too seriously, rather.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are things that a lot of young artists need to hear early on.
That's actually very, very, very good advice, honestly, because if you're not consistent as an artist, and if you don't have like some type of like grit or something, it's gonna be hard to like, stay motivated enough to like draw. And then on top of that, if you're not having fun, man, it just makes it so painful to continue to draw. So I think you've touched on really, really valid points, because it's true, man. If you're not having fun, and if you're not, giving up, and if you're staying consistent at what you're trying to achieve and just working your craft, man, you have a recipe for success, man. So by doing all that, so
yeah, take it serious but not too serious.
Right.
It's still a really cool this is a really cool skill for people to have. It's really particular, it's very unique. So it takes a long time to develop it. So I think, putting in that time is important, but also enjoying the journey along the way is equally as important.
Absolutely. Because again, it's hard to stay motivated if you're not enjoying the journey. So it's a journey, right? The whole process is a journey. So I guess finally, dude, like, you gotta tell us, what are some words of wisdom you would like to impart on the show?
Well, wow. I would say do not define your entire identity based on your success as an artist. I would say enjoy your journey, enjoy your creative journey, enjoy your craft. Don't take it too seriously. Not everyone's. This isn't a field that necessarily everyone and anyone's gonna get rich off of, but it is something that you will, if you invest in it, it can pay dividends in the long run. So enjoy the journey up until that point, and just really have a good time with this stuff, man. Don't get burned out trying to chase the paycheck. Enjoy the journey along the way.
Hey, man, sometimes the paycheck has to put food on the table. So
yeah, those paychecks are nice. I will say that. Yeah.
But that was awesome, Terry. Thanks for being on the show, man. We really do appreciate you just providing hope and inspiration to the people, man. So, Terry, where can they find you? Where can they find more of your artwork? Give us some of your handles, man.
So you can find my artwork and even my any postings and updates based on my new series coming, my comic book series that I'm working on. You can find me on Instagram at tj.vinson, and that'll be probably my primary source of where I post any sort of information pertaining to my artwork or my career, anything that you want to hear about me.
So do you have something coming out in the pipeline, don't you? What do you have coming in the pipeline?
So right now I'm outside of working on freelance and commission stuff. I'm working on my own comic book series. I haven't quite created I haven't patented the name, so I can't release the title. But if you go through my Instagram account, all of my artwork are those characters for that series. So if you're interested in getting to know anything about that, check out my Instagram page. All those character designs are characters that are based on that story. I've written the first book. I'm illustrating the first few chapters at the moment, so stay tuned to catch some of that stuff. Okay, so when is it going to be released, though? Come on, man, you gotta give us a little bit more juice, man. Come on. Maybe around this time next year. I think that'd be a really good opportunity, but no quotes quite yet. We'll see what happens. All
right. So we're gonna say 2019 in December. We should expect some type of series from you, right?
Yeah, that'd be a nice. I think we can do that.
Okay, because we're gonna hold you accountable. We're gonna look for it, and we're gonna see where it is. Because that's what this show is. You're putting yourself out there to the people, and at the same time, it's almost like a little push for you to get going so that you finish what you start, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But for real, Terry, it's been a pleasure for you to be on the show, man.
Thank you.
And we'll hope to have you on the show again. Mastermind family, that is going to do it for the show. We hope you enjoyed the show on Artist Motivation with TJ Wolf, also Terry Vinson. So if you guys have any questions or you guys want to reach out to TJ for commissions and things of that nature, we're going to leave social links in the description so you guys can go check it out, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.